The secret of life is to have a task, something you devote your entire life to, something you bring everything to, every minute of the day for your whole life. And the most important thing is it must be something you cannot possibly do. Hi, welcome to another episode of Made to Matter. I am your founder and host, Adam Landrum, where I help coach men to live a more fulfilled second half of life filled with purpose. Today's episode, we're going to talk about a provocative idea, and it's the idea of what is the secret of life. Now, a lot of people have talked about this over years, over millennial, forever. I just have a great quote that I want to unpack and discuss because I think it is really relevant and applies to us in the second half. There's a sculptor, you know his work. Maybe we'll have some images pop up if you're watching this on YouTube, but a sculptor, Henry Moore, and he does a lot of abstract, modern sculptures. And he just has this wonderful quote, and I'm going to read it to you, and hopefully it'll show up here on the screen. But the secret of life is to have a task, something you devote your entire life to, something you bring everything to, every minute of the day for your whole life. And the most important thing is it must be something you cannot possibly do. I love that last part. It must be something you cannot possibly do. All right, so let's break this quote down. It really breaks down into about three different pieces. So the first part is to the secret of life is to have a task, right? Just to have a task. There's a term for that in this purpose work, in this meaning work, and that is that your life is about a body of work. It's about life's work. And if it hasn't been, I think it can be a little bit depressing to go, well, gosh, I have no body of work. There hasn't been my life's work. And a little bit, that's the point. Hey, that's in the past. We don't have to worry about that. What we can do is worry about that now. What do you want your life's work to be moving forward? All right. And so, and this is a meaningful thing. This is part of your purpose. This is using your talents. But the secret of life is to have a task. All right. So what you want to do is have your life's work. And then he expounds on what the attention, the intent, how much energy should you put towards this life's work, this task? And I just want to pause before I get into that. Is that the number one regret in life? We've heard this in different various states, and also what the research shows. What drives the most purpose, the most meaning, the most fulfillment. Number one at the top of the list is to pursue your life's work. Is that you have done your life's work. So the sculptor has it right. The secret of life is to have a task. Okay, so now let's go on to how much energy are we talking about? How much resources? To what end should I pursue this life's task? All right, so he goes on to say something you devote your entire life to. Okay, so something you devote your entire life to. He's not parsing words here. He's not making this ambiguous. He's not saying, you know what, you should give it a shot. Hey, how about this? Do a side hustle or have it be your side gig. No, something you devote your entire life to. Now, I don't think you have to go 0 to 100 right out of the gates. Okay. So it can start as a side hustle or as a side gig. But the idea is if it is your life's work, if it's your life's work, then this is going to be something that you will, of course, devote your life to. All right. So he has another statement that that follows this: devote your entire life to. And he says something you bring everything to. Again, he's not splitting hairs. There's no reading between the lines. Like, how serious, how intent, how much of your attention should you bring to this? Something you bring everything to, not just part of yourself, not just some of yourself, not just part of your attention or part of your talents. He says everything, absolutely everything. So these two really support, one is devotion. It's about your commitment. And two is about your resources. Like this is a time when you are going to where the rubber meets the road. Are you gonna put your time into this and your money into this, and again, and your talents into this? It's to bring everything to. All right, then he has a third statement that he follows on, just in case we weren't clear about the devotion thing and bringing everything to. He says, every minute of the day for your whole life. All right, I'm starting to like this guy. I don't even know this guy. This Henry, I keep looking over here because I keep forgetting his name. Henry Moore, the sculptor. Every minute of the day for your whole life. Henry Moore was serious about his work. That's why he's one of the best known sculptors of his time. And he is not parsing words here. So he's just saying, hey, every minute of the day, your life's work, your task for your whole life. Okay. And if we're starting now, that is great. Awesome. The secret of life is to have a task, something you devote your entire life to, something you bring everything to every minute of the day for your whole life. Now, he could have stopped there. This is a pretty solid quote. This is he's sort of bringing the challenge, isn't he? And he's making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. And I'm like, man, this is a tall order. But he's not done. There's the more important thing than all of what he said before. He says, and the most important thing is, it must be something you cannot possibly do. Well, now, wait a minute. Now, what are we talking about? So I got to have this huge task I devote everything and bring everything to every minute of my day, my whole life. And you're telling me that I need to also make it impossible? And if I'm channeling Henry here, he'd say, yeah, that's the whole point. Like, you don't want your life's task to be something that's easy, that you can achieve, that you're done with by 35. No, make this thing big. Like, make this thing so delicious, if you will, that you couldn't even fathom eating it all. If it were a huge dessert or a huge meal, like this is big. And I'm not saying big to the whole world or the universe. I'm saying it's big to you. Like, this should be something that you feel like is beyond your capabilities, beyond your ability to make it happen. And that is what the adventure is. That is what the task is. So the secret of life is to have a task that is so big, it's practically impossible, that you would have to devote your entire life to reach, that you would have to bring everything you have to make happen. You'd have to spend every minute, day of your whole life to achieve this. Now, let's look at this. Let's look at the reality of this. Would you say that this is practical advice, that this is literal advice, or would you say that this is more of an ideal and it's more figurative? I think it's a little bit of both. I think he's serious, that he's saying like, hey, you know what? If you want to have a fulfilled life, you've got to have meaningful life's work. And yeah, it's got to be big. It's not a small thing, right? And when you're talking about like, do you sort of do it or do you go all in? No, this is an all in thing, right? So that's the practical side of this. That's the literal side. The figurative side is it's impossible. You got to devote your entire life. You got to bring everything, right? He's making a point that if you're going to live a fulfilled life, you're going to have this impossible life task that you're all about. That is 100% what you're about. And that to me is extremely exciting, and I hope it is to you too. And yes, it will be a little bit scary, but again, in the first half, as I've talked about in the past, is that we have all these things happening to us in life, with school and getting married and job and kids and climbing the ladder and da 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 da. Like all this stuff, we're pre-programmed, and when we hit midlife, we hit the second half, we go, there are no more adventures coming our way. We now have to create it. So this is the challenge that Henry Moore gives us. He says, if you want to make your second half count, then this is the challenge I'm giving you too. If you want to make your second half count, here's the secret. Do your life's work. Know your life's work. Give it your everything. Devote your life to it. Give every minute of the day. And make it impossible. Make it seemingly impossible. That was the challenge that he laid down. That's the essence of what I challenge men to do. The second half is going to be fantastic. It's going to be fabulous. It is going to be an adventure and a mission, and it's going to be filled with purpose. But we're going to devote ourselves to it. We're going to give our all to it, everything we got. Because, hey, it's the last chapter. Thank you for joining me today on Made to Matter. I look forward to seeing you at our next episode. Take care.